Oh, they're gonna do it.
Can we just have one normal intro?
No.
No.
Okay. Happy? I also moved the table now, thanks.
I felt that. And I think the camera shook too. Okay, stop.
I think that was Kelly actually hitting the table that time.
No, I've not hit the table. Nice try, though.
Well, you put something down, is what I mean.
Hmm.
Am I doing my intro or
Yes.
okay. Welcome back everyone to the Graveyard Shift. It's 2D's Talk Horror.
One
We
normal intro
we
is
are
all I ask for.
never gonna have a normal intro.
It's at this point in time, it's just all thing.
Yeah. Uh,
Okay.
I'm your host Hayden. I'm here with my co-host Graham as always, and today we have my wife as a guest.
Hey.
Oh, she's the first time she's ever been introduced as your wife, not fiance, not girlfriend.
On here, yeah. First
Yeah,
times. Well, no, last video I said that we got married, but
but I'm
she was my
like
guest.
normally you say fiance or girlfriend.
Yes.
This is the first time you've introduced her as your wife, so this really threw me off. Anyway, today we're talking about the signing miniseries. So we have Katie again for this one. This is going to be 3 episodes. She is currently occupied and getting distracted, so she's not going to talk a whole lot unless if we interact with her.
She's
I'm
doing little arts and
multitasking.
crafts.
She's making something for her parents. What?
Nothing. I was fixing your blanket.
Do you need to share the blanket? Are you
No,
cold?
look.
Oh.
Yeah, like a little bit of white, like right here. It's like,
Well, it's just the backside. The other side's all walking and stuff.
all right, go. This is your turn.
Oh yeah. So today we are talking about the Shining miniseries, which is quite different from the regular Shining movie.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
Do you remember the Shining movie?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, it's
Not
been
really.
about a little over a year. I should have told you guys to rewatch it. I don't know why I didn't.
You already know that thing's fresh in my mind. I don't need to rewatch it. Her,
Oh,
maybe.
well, yeah, I meant like for like her. I meant to rewatch it too, just because I think last time I watched it was with you guys.
Yeah, because we sat over there,
Yeah, which is also now a little bit
preoccupied.
preoccupied because stupid cats. I don't want to get into it. Um, so we start off with Jack already at the Overlook Hotel. One thing I do kind of miss about this one.
I'm sure you're not talking about the whole new
Oh yeah,
words.
new backdrop for special backdrop for this one. It
This is
is
an actual backdrop. This is not green screen.
yeah. He keeps thinking it looks like
Yeah,
green
like I
screen.
can easily. Well, because it kind of does for some people if they were to look at it.
I don't know. I'm not good at green screen stuff, so I never actually worked with green screen.
It's pretty easy.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Blue screen, on the other hand, or if you do the blue screen or it's red, green, and blue, I think are the main screens, but blue is very difficult for me to use on computers. Green screen is easier to fix.
One point in time we were talking about using green screen
Yeah.
for the podcast, but we never did. So yeah, this is a hotel backdrop that we have, and unfortunately we can't see it. But off to the side, there's a room number that says 214, which is very similar to 217 that is used throughout the Shining series. It's on my side.
I know. I'm just connected. You can't really make out here or here. You can't make out what it says on the door.
Well, that would be the exit sign, I'm guessing.
You think?
That could be just stairs.
Hmm, maybe.
But anyway, so yeah, we have a new backdrop. We still have the other one. We'll still be using it. It's just for any hotel related horror stuff we have now, custom backdrop.
We're also using a actual microphone this time, not our body mics, because we're
Yeah,
gonna give it.
give me
You want? Just make sure to put it
yeah.
there.
We have this thing that you apparently just found somewhere.
No, I've had it on my office desk. I just been using it for my channel.
Yeah, you've been uploading more in your channel.
Yeah, I've been trying to get back into it since we're no longer focusing on the wedding.
You've been doing a really good job.
Yeah.
Um,
You still have not watched the last podcast episode.
No, I still wouldn't even watch Thanksgiving. Listen, it's been a week, okay? It has been a week. It's actually
Ex-
been a few weeks.
Excuses, come on.
No, you know all the stuff I've been dealing with.
No.
Yes.
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 Even your wife agrees with that. Um, so yeah, one thing I do kind of miss about that is the one for the radio show.
Oh, I thought it was like this is a new remote.
Yeah, no, I can never remember which remote. So I have two remotes. I can never remember which one is used for the podcast. This
It's the
one.
pill-shaped one.
Yeah. Um, one thing I do kind of miss is that overlook panning shot of the car driving through with the
Oh
music.
yeah, because in the movie it's like one whole actual shot, where this one's not.
Yeah. Um,
But you can definitely tell it's a helicopter flying around.
yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Excuse me, I'm drinking some Sprite right now. But this one starts off with Jack at the Overlook Hotel instead of him driving there.
Yeah.
And it starts off in the boiler room, which they kind of mention inside the movie, but we never really got to actually see it.
Well, they probably had like clips of it that they probably got rid of because of
Yeah.
probably wasn't just like this is overkill. There's no point in having this extra scene.
Well, as you guys will kind of also see, the boiler room is kind of very important later on in the book in the miniseries because this one follows a lot more of the mini of the actual book.
Hmm.
And I do really like, and I know you and I were kind of talking about this. You see a lot more of a human Jack inside this,
Yeah.
and I don't know what your thoughts on that.
Oh, I can definitely tell this Jack shows a lot more emotion than Jack Nicholson's character.
Which nothing against Jack Nicholson because he does a phenomenal
Oh, he
job.
does a great job. It's just that he's more serious in his
Yeah,
role.
More
Or this,
serious and prone to anger
yeah,
rather than like it's an anger or sarcasm that he kind of excels in or shows most in that movie.
yeah,
This one you actually see,
more the father figure kind of.
yeah, the father, the husband. It's not just that stereotypical, it's like old style of like, oh, the wife and the kids, the ball and chain
yeah.
Yeah.
type of thing. This is like someone who actually looks like he wants to be present, do better, you know.
He actually kills.
Yes.
You never really got that killing feeling from the original Shining movie,
Yes.
which you asked.
I mean, he did a little bit, but not as much. He didn't show it like very strongly.
Yeah, maybe in the very beginning, but after that,
Yeah, very beginning when he was talking to the son and wife, but
yeah. So this one you also see Tony.
this one, yeah, you see Tony, you don't get the whole Tony.
Yeah, which
Right wrong. Right wrong. She hates that. Right wrong.
yeah, I just hate young camera.
I just find it funny that it irritates her. I know what to teach the kids.
No, no, because we're going to talk about that. All right.
Dude, you're gonna have like a list of rules for your
Oh,
kid.
believe me, she's already told me I can't show the kids horror movies till they're old enough.
Yeah, no, because kids are terrifying. Like, there's a reason why I can't do kids' horror stuff because they're already creepy. And then you're in a horror movie where they can see stuff and they'll act weird. And it's like, how do you know that the child is not possessed? Because that is possessed.
So basically, you're just giving me ammo here, because I can tell the kid like, have
No.
you ever seen mommy in the
No.
hallway stand
No.
there and like, there's someone,
Stop,
right?
stop it. No. Gosh.
Okay, so I do want to bring that up because, so how are you handling the Shining miniseries? With okay, I wasn't sure because
No,
there are some scenes in that that you
yeah,
saw.
yeah, it's just it's creepy. Like I keep looking at the parents and it's like what would you expect? Like you don't expect
So
any supernatural stuff.
you can't do movies like The Poltergeist or something like
No,
that.
no, no, no,
Got
no,
She
no,
probably
no.
can't even do Pet Cemetery.
No,
I
probably not.
can't do Pet Cemetery.
I can.
Like I refuse to do Pet Cemetery.
Well, that's because it's with pets and kids.
Yeah, it's just
And kids die in it. A kid gets hit by a car.
It's truck, but
Semantics.
Fine, semi.
Yeah.
We are so off base. Anyway, I've already lost my train of thought, Hayden.
I don't know. We're
We
talking
were
about
we
the
were talking
intro.
about how I'd scare her later down.
No,
No, we were
no.
talking about Jack. It seems more of a human being. You don't see
Yes.
him at the
Yes,
tail end of like, oh, he's just an angry person. He's sarcastic. He's lying.
and how Tony is visible in this one time, and the other movie he's not,
Yes.
And
because
then
Tony's just a voice in the back of his throat.
Yeah.
and
I thought
then
it was a voice in his stomach.
It's either in his stomach or it's in his mouth.
Something.
I think it's I don't know.
Stomach. Look it up.
Um, I will in between episodes. It's fine.
Okay.
Um, but the other difference is you actually see them working on the hotel
Yeah.
inside this, and I know that was a complaint I re-listened to our podcast a few weeks ago, and that was a complaint that you had actually.
Was it?
Yes,
Oh.
that you and I like spent like a good long discussion about talking about Neville actually seeing any work done.
Oh yeah, because he just sits on his ass all day.
Yeah, and this one part one, you see him walking on a roof and removing wasp nests near the end.
Yeah.
And almost fall to his death off the roof. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he wouldn't have fallen to his death. He would have fallen to the platform underneath, which was like
But probably what broken his neck, which would
Would have
cause
been
his
his
death.
death.
either broken a neck, broken an ankle, or broken an arm, but it wasn't that far of a drop,
Yeah, still.
depending on
Depending on
how
where
you
you
land.
land. He exhausts me.
So continue.
Um. So you see completed Uman, the like owner of the hotel, who's
Oh
like
yeah, you see, yeah,
he's a joke inside this one.
well, yeah, that was the point.
Well, yeah, I know that was the point, but like in the movie, he's like so nice and so down to earth.
Yeah, and Jack Nicholson's character is like very noted, like just say you're an ass kind of thing.
like just get your point across. Say you don't like me. I know you don't.
Yeah,
And then they bring up his drinking and stuff.
and they show the past of
Excuse
with
me.
uh
Now in the movie, he only hurts Danny.
yeah.
He in the miniseries, he actually like beat up a kid.
Well, remember he was a drunk, an aggressive drunk.
Yeah. Well, and the story was he kicked the kid off of like some type of team, and the kid like took a knife to his tiles in his
Yeah,
car.
yeah, off of a debate team.
Yeah, off of the debate team, and the kid like took a knife to his tiles in his car.
Yeah, which why would you do that?
Yeah, that was like, well, that's Stephen King for you though too. I don't know if that's inside the book, but like that's
I mean, if you've ever watched Christine,
yeah,
there
that would make sense.
the fact that back then kids actually took knives to school.
Well, and I'm just thinking it and Henry Brow. Again, I've been watching the It Welcome to Daily, so
Yeah,
which you need to get on.
focus.
No, because I'm gonna mention this on all day.
Just because I haven't got around to it. We got our own shows that we've been watching.
Do it without her when she goes out when she has to go into the office.
Yeah, which will be till Wednesday.
Okay, do it then. I'll text you.
There's two other TVs in the house. You can watch.
Or you can watch on your phone or computer.
That's not fun.
Yeah.
God though.
What?
iPad,
Okay, the iPad.
I don't have an iPad.
tablet, whatever. Little device that you watch all your shows. Some
Okay,
of
so
them
phone.
without me.
No device.
You exhaust me.
I love you.
Listen, she has a weapon on hand, okay? Okay, we need to invite
Hey.
you more. We need to invite you more on this. Anyway, so Uman was I'm totally not saying his name right.
Almond.
Is like Omen
Almond.
is like a complete joke inside this.
Well, he's an uptight. Basically, the whole point of being an uptight prick.
Yeah, and
He looks down on the middle class.
well,
He's gotta be
especially
pish posh.
especially like drunks. Like he looked down on Jack
Oh
because
yeah.
he was a drunk, even though Jack's like, yeah, I don't drink anymore and I'm in meetings. Um, and then we go inside the backstory of him hurting Danny. Danny messed up his table for work, and
Well, because Dan was trying to organize it for
yeah,
him, trying to be nice, and
Jack unfortunately had been drinking, and I guess pushed Danny down, and Danny pulled his arm.
which in the movie he grabbed Danny and pulled his arm out of his socket.
Yeah, which I don't think we ever see. I think we only hear.
And this one we only heard, we didn't see, but he was still holding the arm.
No, I'm talking about in the movie.
Yeah, the
I
movie.
don't think we ever see like a flashback of it.
No,
Okay. Um,
but he talks
and
about how he was drunk, and he's like, I didn't realize how fragile he was just by the slightest tug on his arm to pull it off. So
yeah, which I don't know if I can't remember exactly. I think that incident happened 2 years prior to the movie taking place, but this one was only like 5 months.
hmm,
I could be completely wrong on that too. I don't know if you remember.
trying.
Okay, that's not
There was
helpful.
snow in the movie when they got there, but in this one there is no snow.
No, I'm talking about when Jack caught Danny.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
in the
I
movie, I think it was like 2 years prior to the like actual like movies starting,
probably,
and like this one it was like 5 months because he only been like 5 months sober.
probably.
And then Jack calls his sponsor inside the AA program, which I guess they were friends beforehand.
Most likely.
Um, I'm trying to think of what they were saying.
Poor.
And the sponsor and Jack.
Oh, the sponsor got him to become the person to look after the inn
Okay, yeah, that's right.
as a way of like getting away, staying away from alcohol to help clear
Yeah,
your head, kind of thing.
and then they go home, and well, Jack goes home, and then that's when we meet Tony, and Tony's like, don't go, basically.
Basically, telling him don't go to this place.
Yeah, because I kept thinking of the line in the movie how Dick Halloran says those bad places that shine and those good places that shine, those bad people who shine and those good people who shine.
Hmm.
So I got distracted. I was watching Coyote.
I've been watching Kayla too. I was like, I'm just watching her cut this stuff.
So he's making what a quilt,
Quilt.
a quilt for pants for Christmas. Um,
So the tedious job of cutting the quilt squares.
yeah, that's not fun.
Nope.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, Jack goes home and Tony sees one of the crochet bats. Is that what they're called? Not
The
crochet.
the
Oh,
croquet.
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 Bats. Is that
No, they're not called bats. They're it's a basically a hammer, but I think it's called a mallet.
Mallet.
okay?
That sounds about right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it's a mallet.
And it's all bloody and stuff.
Yeah. But while we were there, we learned that the croquet mallets is a form of Denver croquet,
Yes.
where everything's like 10 times its size.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's actually ten
I've never
times.
even heard of that.
I don't know if that may be just a thing that's made up for the movie though.
Maybe
We'll have to
Also,
look it up in between episodes. Oh,
mm,
we didn't explain how we were doing this.
doing what?
The
the layout.
episodes, the layout for the series.
Mm,
So he says he doesn't know, but he actually does.
trying to remember. I'm getting sleepy.
Alright, so Kaylee, I think this episode's gonna be you and I. He's just gonna be
So
sleeping.
You fed me food and you made me watch a movie and lay on a couch. I'm gonna get
I
tired.
didn't make you lay on the couch. You laid on the couch.
yeah, go step outside for a little bit. The
Yeah.
I'll
cold
go
will.
open that window right over there.
No, no.
No, I'm not even sure the last time that window's been open. Don't open that
And
window.
then open the one in your room.
No.
So layout.
Oh, layout of the um podcast. So the miniseries is 3 episodes long, and so I'm gonna make 3 episodes out of it
Yeah.
because each episode's like an hour and a half long.
which is insane because it's almost like the same length of the actual movie.
Well, the movie was 3 hours
The
long,
movie was 3 hours long.
so it's only like an hour, an hour and a half longer.
Yeah,
But
but
you
it
get
feels like you sat there for like the entire movie.
well, we also paused and ate lunch too, so
Yeah,
and then we had the movie pause at the very beginning for like a solid 30 minutes, and Kelly and I were just talking.
true.
So there was that. Um, I'm just going to try not to make these podcast episodes over an hour long. Really?
So, 3 episodes that we'll be getting out of the miniseries, and
Yes.
then 3 following podcasts
Yes, and we're gonna.
throughout.
I think we're gonna try to do them all in one day, so the entire miniseries is fresh in our minds. But I don't know
Yeah.
if we're gonna get to the last episode today. It just really depends on how much time these two want to take out today.
Well, it depends on you because don't you have to be somewhere?
No,
I thought you said you had somewhere to be.
no.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was told.
Misunderstanding then.
No, I don't have anywhere to be. I'm not going back outside in this weather.
That's fair.
It's
We
like,
stay the same and we don't leave for today.
I mean, if you guys want to spend the night, sure.
The animals can take care of themselves.
It's like six.
Now it just turned into a popsicle.
It's like 6 degrees where we are right now, so it's like absolutely freezing.
Mm-hmm.
It almost sounded like you said 60. 6.
6 degrees.
Actually, 8. It is
Oh,
Oh my
well,
god,
thank you.
too.
And Kaylee and I don't do the cold at all.
No.
We despise it. This one, on the other hand, is a weirdo.
Insane.
Listen, just because I like to walk on the snow barefoot, and I'll go sit,
Tells you everything you need to know.
I'll go out and sit in the
It's
hot
awesome.
tub in the snow.
The hot tub's fine. The hot tub is not the thing. It's the willingness to be out there when it is insanely cold
When
and
it's in the single
unnecessary.
digits.
Okay?
Not even I'm insane enough to wear my flip flops out there.
Excuse me.
You already know I run like a furnace.
Whatever.
So anyway, yeah. So we like I'm not going. I'm not going back out on this crap. It's awful, awful. Just like how the overlook is. Like I wouldn't go out in that snow.
Yeah, I would not be going outside. That's another thing that kind of brings up the question. I know, kind of COVID quarantine stuff. I think everyone could kind of have an idea of what being in the overlook is like.
Mm-hmm.
And for some people, that could do very, very well with some of the quarantine, like some of the introverts, and they were like, this sounds like heaven. If we don't take into concern like the anxiety of getting sick and doing all the things, like,
Listen,
but we
that is the
experienced something
one
like
thing
that.
I miss about quarantine
Yeah,
is
you didn't have
not
to
having to do anything.
exactly.
See,
Didn't have to go out.
I could only do it for so long, and it was like, I needed to get out of the house.
See, you're Jack.
You already know that when we were both sick last year, I wanted to get out.
I know, and I was fine. I had my yarn. I was making blankets. I was like, this is cool. I get to just chill out. I'm good. And you were like, can I please leave? I'm dying.
I'm not didn't
See,
say I was
that's how my
dying.
dad was during quarantine. Like he could not stand. He could not stand. He's Jack. Like he wanted to kill us all, basically.
Yeah. And
You have to have something to keep your mind occupied.
yeah, and Jack felt that he had that in the movie and is going to prove very rapidly like he does.
But I do really like seeing the human side of Jack.
Yes.
Like it gives you a lot more sympathy for the character for later on.
Yes.
But in the movie, you don't have that sympathy.
No, absolutely not. It's easier to write him off as a bad guy when it's like, oh yeah, all I see is the anger and the
Yeah,
frustration and the, you know,
when it skips like 3 months,
yeah, like you
and this
don't see
one,
that gradual progression of how things wear on him, and it's not just like, it's not just the play or the book that he's trying to write. It's everything, the demands of the job. Like,
yeah,
yes, the supernatural stuff that happens in the hotel, but still, you
and
kind of get to see who he was
you see a
before all
lot more
that.
of the supernatural stuff too.
Yes.
You can like those. I'll talk about the scene where it was doing that like panning of the room and be like, "Oh, the fireplace can come on," and the fireplace comes
Yeah,
on,
because I kept listening.
and like, okay, now the light's gonna come on. The light came on.
Yeah, you looked right at me like, how'd you do that?
like pretty impressive now.
Gotta know your timing. What was funny is that happened during not a witching hour.
Yeah, you knew witching. I was like,
Well, yeah, because the more common witching hour for spirits to even pay out is more closer to like 3 o'clock in the morning, not midnight.
well, we'll get in there, okay? Just be patient. Be patient. Um, so they go to the Overlook Hotel and they meet Dick Halloran. What was your guys' opinion on this version of Dick Halloran?
This one was more,
Snazzy.
yeah, snazzy, but this one actually showed more uh,
Empathy
empathy towards the kid than the
and
other one.
concern. Like the other one, I think said concern, but it was more of a fine, don't worry about it.
This one actually showed more like more worry about the kid and more fear for him
Yeah,
than the one in the movie because the movie was like, oh, don't worry, you'll be fine, you'll live.
yeah. This one's like, call me if you need anything. Like he said it like what 3 times.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, again, the kid doesn't know how to control it.
well, yeah, and you see that because like he breaks the car windows or car lights or whatever
The tail light.
tail lights.
Well,
Um,
one tail light.
was it just
It
one?
was one tail
Okay,
light.
he breaks a tail light when he's trying to call for Dick,
And he gives a bloody nose.
and he gives Dick a bloody nose. And then Jack and Wendy are going through the hotel. What did you think of Wendy?
This one's a lot better than the movie.
Yeah, I like this one. Just how she kind of presents herself, and she's. This is kind of where you kept looking over at me, and you're thinking.
Yeah, multiple times I just looked over. I was like, okay, you're thinking of something now.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Do you
because
understand what you're thinking? What you're thinking about?
you got to see a lot of her backstory, because, like, not a lot, but you see more of what she comes from, so to
Yeah.
speak, of why she is the way she is. And this is more of like the therapist perspective
Mm.
that a lot of people don't always have that
Well,
awareness.
that's why I want you on these podcast episodes
Yes.
because of your therapist,
Yeah.
background.
So she is very, very, very protective of person. And it's like, on one hand, it's like, of course, any parent would be.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she discloses in this episode, particularly when they're talking about Jack's anger. And she's like, there's been enough anger, not just in our family, but like with your dad and my mom, and it shows more of she's not just a being that was made in a void. She comes from a background where, particularly, it sounds like her relationship with her mother, who sounds to be a very angry and possibly abusive person.
Yeah.
Like, that's what she grew up in. And a lot of kids who grow up in that home life, um, it's either I want nothing to do with that, like when I have a family myself, that's never going to enter the home.
Mm.
Or sometimes there can be, depending, not for everyone, there can be the comfort of I know how to exist in this abusive
Yeah.
lifestyle. The calm makes me anxious because something bad's always around the corner, and so you tend to see either I can't be in this environment at all, or I know this environment and it's comfortable because I know what to expect and I can survive in this.
I don't think, at least this version of Jack, the Jack Nixon, no, Nixon character is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think this version of Jack means to be abusive.
No, but he's an alcoholic.
Yes,
And
he's
he's the type that can get easily angered, and that anger has a physical outlet.
yes.
And I think that is what, like, at the height of his alcoholism.
Sorry if you hear background noises. Someone's talking in the background.
Oh, good.
Do we want to close the door?
Well, we can't because the cats are too
You
fat
can
and
still
can't make it
crack
through.
it. You can crack it.
If you want to, yes.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
No, you got stuff. I'll do it. You guys keep talking.
What we were saying. So,
We were talking about how Jack's abusive and stuff.
well, we don't necessarily.
Not
You got
abusive, alcoholic,
yes,
and quick drinker.
yes, and I think someone can be angry without being physically abusive.
Right.
And
Right.
so there can be a lot of different lines that people are aware of and how they quantify abuse. And I think that escalation of like, oh, you've escalated to a physical point, I think that's where Wendy's line was. Where
Yes.
it's like, oh,
Yes.
if you're not, you know, taking
Because
that anger out on us, then it's like, okay, I don't like it. And alarm bells are not necessarily ringing in my head yet.
and when he did initially hold Danny the very first time, we
Mm-hmm.
see in a flashback, he's like, "I've never heard home before like that.
Yeah,
I've
that
never
was
done
the
that."
first time.
Which so that kind of tells you kind of like what you're saying. Yes, it became more physical, but Jack also had that line too,
Mm-hmm.
and knew he had to stop.
Yes.
And then I know he accidentally hurts Danny later on when he's trying to get an answer of Danny. I do
Mm-hmm.
think that was like legitimate an accent.
Well, and I
Well,
think
that one
that's
was.
one of those things where, again, so
That
anger
was
in
the other scene
itself,
I looked at. I was like, "You're thinking about
yeah.
something."
Well, and so this is something that I talk with a lot of my couples about,
Mm,
just with emotional awareness, is anger in itself is a secondary emotion. It's not a primary emotion.
okay.
It's kind of that, it's the sword and shield. It's very passionate. It's the thing that gets you up because it's fiery. Where the other vulnerable emotions, those are the ones of like the fear, the overwhelm, guilt, grief. Those types of ones that feel more, I'm going to say debilitating at times because they're the ones that prey on inaction. They're the ones that make you want to curl up under a blanket, in bed, on the couch, on the floor. You're crying. You don't have the energy to go do the things. The fiery feels that, gets fed by it, and steps in its place and says, I got it. I can make them back off. I can do the thing. I can keep us moving forward. But a lot of times when we see that anger, it's that's all we see, because it's so present. It's so
That's why you see
there.
red when you see anger.
Exactly. It's fiery.
Yeah.
Um, and so a lot of times, especially parents, when they're in fear of their children. So let's say something outside of the movie where a child gets excited and goes running across the parking lot and the parent yells at their child, says, what are you doing, get back here, and it sounds very angry and the child thinks they're in trouble. And while there can be the anger of like, what the heck do you think you're doing, I taught you better than this,
Mm,
it's a lot of it is, oh my gosh, you could have gotten hit by a car. Like, a
yeah.
car is not going to be able to see you if you just go out running. They're not going to have time to react. I could have lost you. And so it's a lot of, wow, it's a lot of that fear that is being felt in that moment,
Mm,
but it's the anger that steps up and shows itself because it's like, what were you thinking? That's that fiery response, and that's usually the one that is only seen.
okay, you two keep talking. I'll be right back.
Pause.
No,
Is it? I
keep
paused.
talking. Keep talking.
Okay, keep going again.
I think that was all I had.
Yeah. Okay. So, and while you're kind of saying that, I was also kind of thinking, the difference between the scale Jack was feeling
Mm-hmm.
when Danny was having one of his episodes,
Yeah.
and how Wendy took that as him being angry.
Yes. Well, and there is the anger. Like, there was the added frustration because he was being pulled from his work, and I think this is where you kind of saw some of the parallel
Mm, yeah.
between the TV show and the movie, because every single time he gets interrupted, like, no one likes to be interrupted. I don't like to be interrupted.
No.
I don't think either one of you like to be interrupted. And so there
No.
can be that mild feeling of irritation of like, oh my gosh, like, I'm trying to focus, I'm trying to get this done, but it's one thing after another here. And so there's already that spark, so to
Mm,
speak. And then you're adding fear on top of that of like, oh my gosh, like, there's something going on with my son.
yeah.
There's the frustration preceding that of, why is he locking the door, why is he not answering, is this a child being a child, just throwing a tantrum, and it's bedtime, he doesn't want to go to bed. And so, like, as parents, there is a structural battle that you have to face sometimes.
He does make the comment, "You're going to have a hop behind" or
Yep.
something.
Yeah, you're going to go to bed with a hot butt.
Yeah.
So,
Which means,
spanking.
yeah.
Oh yeah. I know what it means, but like he didn't make that comment.
He did, yeah. And like, part of this is more of the in the times stuff, because
Yeah.
even then, like, and I think that's that in itself is controversial in our field.
Yeah.
Of it's
Well, in both of our fields.
yes, because it's the more that you look at a lot of research, a parent spanks a child because the parent becomes dysregulated and they're trying to get the child to stop the behavior rather than having an equal punishment to whatever crime is being done. And so it is more fostering that feeling of fear and unsafety
Mm.
between parent and child rather than regulating the child's behavior.
Right. Right.
And so that in itself, it does sometimes you can make an argument of Jack is regulating his own frustration at
Yeah, and that's
his
probably
son's
what
expense.
his dad did to him. So that's the only way he knows how to deal with it. Because
Exactly. You don't know what you don't know.
well, in different times back then, you couldn't
Mm-hmm.
really go on the internet and look up different ways on dealing with situations like that.
Sure.
So I think they just step on you.
Nope.
Okay. Um, but Jack is working on his book or play,
Mm-hmm.
and Wendy and Danny both interrupt him, and in the movie he would get very frustrated,
Mm-hmm.
very quick to anger and be like, basically like go away from me, get away.
Yeah. Or very sarcastic of patronizing, condescending,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
like, well, I would be trying to work on my book, however, and just taking that tone and generally making them feel like pieces of shit.
yeah. But this one, he's very like, oh, good night, Danny,
Mm-hmm.
love you, give your dad a kiss and whatever.
Yep.
Doesn't show that he's annoyed with them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
not
not
as
at
much.
all annoyed yet. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what happens later on in the series. It's been a hot minute since I've seen it.
Sure.
But and then Wendy comes in and talks to him, and even Jack kind of jokingly says, "Oh, what did Jack say that Danny was complaining about? Oh, you don't give him enough time to sound the letters out
Yeah.
Yeah.
during reading. Jack kind of makes that kind of jokingly remark to
Mm-hmm.
her, which is all very loving and stuff. So one of the questions I asked you last time was, what do you think of Jack and Wendy's relationship? I know we've kind of touched base on it a little bit already.
More like a married couple than more of like this is just how would you say a partnership or a roommate agreement kind of thing?
Yeah.
So do you see that loving relationship, Hill?
Between them, yes. I think there's, I don't want to say, they suck at communicating, but a lot of couples suck at communicating
That's fair. I mean,
because it's like on one hand, it looks like things are going well for them.
mm,
But on another hand, I think there's just trust is trust is broken a lot of times with any type of addiction
and a lot of abuse.
and abuse. Like, but so far Jack has not gotten to that point where he could necessarily be qualified as like an abusive parent because as we've established like he one is bad enough and it seems like he's been more of making the
Trying.
effort to
Yeah.
try, yes. um and so but even still like there is trust broken a lot of times with
Well, yeah.
alcoholism because there's a lot of hiding. And I think that's one of the things that wears on the relationship that we'll continue to see that's not really shown a lot in the movie, but it's the like 2 or 3 times Wendy brings is like questioning Jack of, well, you said this and this happened. And so
Yeah.
it's like reinforcing for Wendy of like, I don't know if I can trust you. But at the same time, I'm trying not to blame you or rake you over the coals. Where and then Jack is also in that it seems very low self-esteem type of mentality of I'm doing the things, I'm trying to show like, yes, I can do these things. I am confident. I am
And that
capable.
was my next point was going to bring up the big goal,
Mm-hmm.
of one of those
Yep.
is the wasp's nest. Danny. I know. I hate that scene. hate that scene.
Well, waking up with all many bugs around you.
Well, and the wasp.
What is the wasp in general? I don't like wasps or bees.
I don't like wasps, but I guess I'm not to the point like you are right now.
I was like literally, I had my hands on my cover and like shake at some of them. at some scenes.
See, and I understand like with you with snakes and not snakes, spiders.
Ugh, gosh.
But for
Just
me,
kill me. If I'm in a pit of spiders, put me out of my misery,
see,
please.
the I'll agree on that part, but I'm to the point where I would just attack all of them. She'd probably freak out. No,
I would freak
snake.
out.
But if it was snakes, on the other hand, I'd be freaking out.
All right, Indiana Jones.
I can't do snakes. I really can't do snakes.
All right, Indiana Jones.
Snakes are not great, and like I'm fearful of them, but I'm
She's
not
already seen how I am
terrified.
with snakes.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm not scared of them, but I don't know if I would react like how Indiana Jones. I have you guys ever played the Lego game
Yeah,
of Indiana Jones?
yeah,
You know when he gets like snakes, he's like, ooh.
yeah.
That's just what I'm picturing right now.
But with wasps, it's common sense to like stand still, not to aggravate them.
Well, when he was breaking the roof,
That was by
and
surprise.
That
it was
was,
by surprise, and then Danny's just a kid. He doesn't know any
And
better.
he just woke up.
yeah,
And then the parents, like your child's getting attacked
Yeah.
by things like you. It's rare, but you can die from a bunch of the bee stings.
not unless
wasp
you're
stings.
allergic.
Yeah.
Well, like anaphylaxis.
I mean, if you get
I
stung like all of your body, yeah, you could
Yeah.
probably die.
So, and especially for a young child,
And you haven't
instead,
seen. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying for a young child versus an adult. For an adult, yeah, it's going to take much, much, much
Yeah.
more.
Yeah,
But for a small child, I imagine it would not be too often for that. But even with that, like if a parent sees your child like in that situation
Oh, yeah.
or anything that feels unsafe or that they are being harmed, and you kind of hear this too now that I'm thinking about it, where Wendy says one of the things of you don't give him enough time to sound out the letters to read. And she's like, I don't know. I just don't want to see him struggle. Like, it hurts to see him struggle.
Yeah.
You see that in this scene where her son is in pain, struggling, and they both run right in to rescue him.
And I will say, Jack actually like did a really nice catching of Danny. I don't know if either of you saw it, but Danny like started falling off the bed, and Jack like immediately caught him and like ran off the room with him.
Sure.
I don't know if either of you saw that.
New.
No, none at the moment. No.
So like Wendy, Jack said, or made a claim like, "Oh yeah, this is completely safe. I promise." Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And Wendy, questions him.
Mm-hmm. And that's a repetitive pattern now because then he comes back in the room. He's like, "Hey, how are you guys? We've been stung. How do you think we are?" Like some
Yeah.
sharp language like that.
Yeah, and so what my theory is, 'cause I don't know if the TV show will ever explain it, but like that was the hotel bringing the wasp back alive or something.
Mm-hmm.
That was, Jack did kill them,
What he should have done was
sleep.
empty up the nest too.
But he could have. We don't know that he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
He said they were all dead.
Yeah. And I don't think Jack would have initially given his son the nest
But if
if
you
he
look at,
wasn't confident.
but if you also look at the bed when he was swatting at them, most of them were just laying there dead.
Yeah, but Danny could have also rolled on top of them because he was
Yeah.
thrashing.
Yeah, actually, I did notice that, but I didn't really question it, so I'm happy you brought it up. But so I lost my train of thought. I'm also watching you cut.
Sorry.
Was there anything else we need to bring up for episode 1? We've talked about the relationship so far.
Yeah, and I think it just lays down the
We didn't.
foundation of why he was more mentally unstable, like in comparison to the movie, where it's just like, it's more of an ambiguous of like, oh, I guess we're taking their word that this just being in a hotel is somehow driving this guy
Yeah.
crazy. But then a lot of times, like in looking at the movie, a lot of times, especially I think pre-COVID, um, because we didn't have that experience, a lot of us, for what a quarantine like that would look like, especially when it's like, oh my gosh, you're in a hotel, you have so much space. There's so many things that you guys could do, and there's food to eat, and like all these things that you could keep yourself occupied. Now on this side of things, a lot of people can look at that and they're like, ah, no wonder. But then it's also just being able to see more of that mental and emotional vulnerability, instability that we don't get to see in the movie because just like yeah,
It's the few
it's
months.
yeah, and it's just like I guess for whatever reason, being in a hotel
Yeah.
is driving this guy crazy. Like, couldn't
Yeah.
be me.
In this one, in the show, you actually get to see more of the hotel actually acting out than in the
Yes.
like. You get to
Yes.
see doors close, you see
Well, and
things move exactly, but in the movie, you don't see that. It's only just a figment of the guy's imagination, almost.
yeah. And one thing I really liked about this, I'm happy you mentioned door closings, is when he was dealing with the wasp, he grabbed that bucket out of the kitchen
Yeah.
and he left the door open. And then, we as the audience slowly see it close. And then later on, when he's taking the wasp nest outside, he kind of looks over in that area and like he has this questioning look on it. So he's like, I didn't leave that open. Well, I didn't leave that
Yeah, he didn't
closed.
close it.
And, you can see him questioning it, but like, he doesn't like question it too long because he has a thing of wasp inside his hand.
We also might be questioning because the guy did say earlier that there's a lot. They think that there's drafts because some of the doors fly open.
Yeah.
Well, and again, we're also of the mentality of like, oh, it's The Shining. There's ghosts. Of course, there's ghosts. Like we know, but to a random, rational person, a lot of the thought is not going to be like, holy crap, this hotel's haunted.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, didn't I? Well, maybe I did. I must have been really out of it.
Yeah.
And so it adds to again that foundation of
That
the
paranoia.
the paranoia, and that is also heightening the anger. It's heightening the tension. It's heightening the paranoia just in general, like between them, not just their surrounding areas. It's like, well, do you not? Like, can I trust you? Can I not? You're saying one thing, but I'm experiencing this thing.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I really like seeing him question that
Mm-hmm.
just because, it sort of that more realism, I
Mm-hmm.
think.
Yes.
Hayden, was there anything else you want to talk about?
Sorry, I was yawning. Um, trying to think. No, I got nothing.
Okay. We are going to try keeping these episodes a little bit shorter just because we still have to make it through half of this movie.
Yeah.
um, but anyway, this is episode one. We'll obviously be covering more throughout the month of December and probably a little bit into January.
Yeah, probably.
But this is the Graveyard Shift for 2 years. How cool. Good night, everyone.
All right.